called Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, Bashem McCall Kadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace shall take I am doing this work in truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth. And I wanted to do this lesson, going into World War III, and China, because now Beijing, China, they have to put in some work now, you know, and I'm gonna go into it, in this article, you know, and Pompeo is a Trump loyalist, okay, so that's why he's doing the things that he's doing, you know. It says Pompeo has willfully crossed China's red line on Taiwan, and now the world waits to see how Beijing will respond. It says U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's latest attempt to improve ties between America and Taiwan has enraged Beijing and is a direct challenge to Xi Jinping. How China reacts could be a major problem for Joe Biden. It says on Saturday, Mike Pompeo lifted restrictions between American officials and their counterparts in Taiwan, saying the engagement rules were null and void, claiming the protocols were self-imposed in order to appease Beijing. Pompeo said the State Department would no longer follow them, prompting a furious response from China, which declared his decision as crossing a red line. You know, so pretty much, the U.S. is not going to be working, with China in regards to Taiwan, man. Trying to uplift Taiwan, as its own nation, okay? And China ain't gonna have that shit, man, okay? Because while I bring it's further down in the article, it say with occupancy of the White House set to change in little over a week, the move is widely seen as the dropping of a bomb for President-elect Joe Biden as he prepares to take office and an attempt to orchestrate a crisis with Beijing. Taiwan quickly moved to praise Pompeo, however, saying his move had elevated the Washington-Taipei relationship to a global partnership. It says, what does China do now? It's never been a secret that Pompeo has sought to push against the One China policy, a staple of America's diplomatic relationship with the People's Republic of China since the 70s. And with this coming of the Most High putting war in these nations' hearts, they're gonna undo all of their diplomatic ties, man. All their little treaties. Even when it comes to the economy, those tariffs and all that stuff. You know, there's gonna be higher tariffs. And these nations are just gonna stop doing business with each other. You know, especially America. A lot of these nations are gonna cut America off pretty soon, man. It say Beijing has built its ideological legitimacy around the fabric of eventually achieving reunification with Taiwan. You know, so with what Pompeo just did, he got rid of that, man. There won't be any unification. It say and blocking moves toward its formal independence. It say if America subsequently succeeds in pushing back against this without any retaliation, it will represent a major blow to Beijing. While China is aiming to rebuild its relationship with the U.S. under Biden, it cannot allow this move by Pompeo to go unchecked. Logically, there must be some form of retaliation, despite the risks that come with it. How things play out will be fascinating. Taiwan matters. In the Chinese Civil War of 1945 to 1949, the Communist Party was victorious in its takeover of mainland China and sent the previous Kuomintang government fleeing to the island of Taiwan, where it reestablished the government of the Republic of China. It say naval protection from the U.S. prevented Mao Zedong from retaking the island, which left a legally ambiguous status quo of division. Beijing argues that Taiwan has no legitimacy as a separate state and its territory is legally part of China. But best believe, if Taiwan talking about democracy, okay, liberation, America's gonna be there, man, to be its defense. It say on an official basis, Taiwan, for its part, still lays formal claim to the entirety of mainland China. However, having been divided from the mainland for so long, many of the islands no longer identify with China and increasingly see themselves as separate entities, not least not least because of changes to the political system by way of democracy. It say despite all this, Beijing is not able to compromise as the PRC has long built its legitimacy on achieving the rival and reunification of China, drawing a contrast with the country's previous century of humiliation when it was exploited and subjugated by foreign powers. With the U.S. having orchestrated the division of the mainland and Taipei, China sees the situation as a legacy of imperialism. To give in on this issue would destroy for its own population the political legitimacy and narrative of the state itself. It say for Xi Jinping there are no ifs and buts and no buts. Taiwan ought to be reunified with China and if necessary by force. So they about to gear up, and Xi Jinping been talking big shit. You know, it say no state willingly gives up its territorial integrity without a fight, and thus since 1949, it has advocated the One China policy as a prerequisite for diplomatic relations. What means is, what this means is that those who wish to do diplomacy with China are not permitted to have relations with Taiwan. And the U.S. has already went against that, man. Say, although the U.S. accepted this policy in 1978, which this damn devil don't ever keep his word, you know, it has nonetheless maintained unofficial relations with Taipei and has supported it in the form of military assurance and assistance. Oh, yes, you know, that's what America does, man. All right, beef up whatever the counter nation, whether it's the guerrillas, you know what I'm saying, or the whatever democracy they didn't try to form over there, man. You know, just like in a good example would be, South Korea. You know, America supplies South Korea with weapons and arms. Just like it did with Vietnam. You know, to say even so, this did not cross Beijing's red line during what was a period of generally positive ties and engagements between the U.S. and China. To say now, however, with anti-China sentiment having surged in Washington and what is being depicted as a new Cold War, U.S. support for Taiwan has increased significantly. This has happened in tandem with the political success of the administration of Taipei's Tsai Ing-wen, an advocate of formal independence who has rejected unification with Beijing. And then and like the article I had read the other day, China, what I'm saying, they're at tension right now because they had that conflict with India, so they feeling like they being attacked from all sides right now. Let me see. It says China is not foolish enough to start a war over Taiwan, given the probability of U.S. involvement. However, it has to take a course of action that will now reset the red line and punish Taipei. This is likely to include tougher military exercises that push and provoke slightly more than usual, clearly demonstrating the potential consequences. Right, because when these nations do all those drills and stuff like that, man, they flexing. You know what I'm saying? they flexing on other nations, you know what I'm saying? So called peacocking, you know what I'm saying, pumping their chest out, and that's used to you know what I'm saying, deter other nations from attacking them, or continuing and doing the actions that they're doing, you know. Just like recently Iran had just posted a video, you know what I'm saying, of they military arsenal, man, you know. And they do that to try to keep the US up off of them, man, you know. They say it also has to be something that can be executed quickly as opposed to escalating a huge crisis that will drag on into the early days of the Biden administration and force him to also take a tough approach. As Pompeo hopes, do not assume Beijing will simply let this move pass by. This is an issue that could make or break a nation. China has to respond, and the world is watching to see what it will do. Okay, let me see some of the comments. He said the United States has never lived up to the one China policy and has worked to prevent Taiwan and mainland China from reintegrating as one nation. Crossing the red line would be establishing an embassy in Taiwan or having U.S. Navy ships docked in Taiwan. The author claims that China is not foolish enough to start a war over Taiwan. He is completely wrong. Let's hope that the United States is not foolish enough to start a war over Taiwan. Okay? Say Trump is careless in his last days. The devil only knows what he pulled out of his quickly aging brain next. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, you know what I'm saying, Trump does on his last days of being president, of his presidency, man, all goes back to the Most High power, man. You know, the scriptures say that the Most High controls the mind of the king, man. Okay, so it ain't up to these presidents to declare, you know what I'm saying, war, man. Ultimately, it's the Most High power, man. Okay, but this is Joel chapter 3, and um I'll start at verse 9. It say, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles: Prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." And that's what this is right now, man. You know, the Most High is telling these different nations, man, these heathen, okay, prepare war and wake up the mighty man, man. Okay, because at this moment, you know what I'm saying, they're not gonna go to war, you know what I'm saying, right now, you know, but that tension is building, you know what I'm saying, that hatred for America is building, man. They already got the South China Sea drama, and now you got this Taiwan drama, you know what I'm saying, with China. A lot of Edomites over here, you know what I'm saying, have a hatred for China, so they'll have some kind of motive, you know what I'm saying, to war, you know. But ultimately, you know what I'm saying, it's the Most High power, man, and he's going to get all these nations to express hatred, you know what I'm saying, towards this bitch, which is America, man. Okay? Everybody sees this nation as a big hypocrite, man, you know, and that skirt is being shown, man. They say, beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong, man. And that's what these nations are doing, you know, taking their money out of infrastructure and planting and sowing, you know what I'm saying, the agriculture, and putting it into the military, man, you know, because just having just enough nukes, you know what I'm saying, like Iran has that's just enough to back off the U.S., you know, because one nuke is devastating, man. All right, wherever it hits, you know what I'm saying. If Iran was to shoot a missile over here in America, it would do some devastation, man. So America has to. That's why this devil does, you know what I'm saying, certain tactics when it comes to these different nations that he's trying to get out of power, man. Okay, he tries to start up coups and shit, you know what I'm saying, rather than doing a invasion. It say let the weak say I am strong. And by these nuclear missiles, man, these weaker nations are saying that they are strong, man. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, till the cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh the valley of decision. It say, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about, man. So all you damn heathen are getting pumped up, all right, and ready to go to war, all right, all so you can get slaughtered, you know what I'm saying, by Yahweh Shah, man, okay? Because Yahweh Shah is going to judge all the heathen round about, man, all right, when he comes down on that chariot, man, okay, in power, all right? It say, put ye in a sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for the wickedness is great, man, you know? So it's about to be time, man, okay? The Most High is tired of this goddamn wickedness, man. They say multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision, man. Okay, so that's what the judgment is going to take place, man, in the Middle East, you know. And you have all these nations gearing up and investing, you know what I'm saying, in their military, man. All right, so that they can make war with America. Okay, but ultimately, all these heathen are gonna be done away with over there, man. Okay, gonna be totally annihilated. Okay, but that's all I had. I pray this was edifying call on y'all about Shemi Shah, my Shem Conquer Dash, the honors to the apostles of Edos Great Millstone, and peace and taste to the Akim doing his work in truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth, and Shalom.